once worked together a long time ago. They're not friends now. They don't like each other. And yeah, 50 has taken every shot, especially when Diddy has been down. Diddy really...
3 law firms on retainer. I don't know how much money is coming in, but I know that a lot of money is going out every single month for Diddy.
50 Cent has set off shockwaves with a claim that could rewrite the very story of hip-hop's power structure. According to him, Jay-Z played a role in taking down Tupac Shakur, and Diddy was right beside him in making it happen. This isn't the stuff of casual gossip. It's an explosive accusation from a man who has never been known to hold his tongue. Curtis 50 Cent Jackson has long circled around hip-hop's elite like a relentless provocateur, dropping barbed jokes, cryptic hints, and razor-edged mockery aimed at figures like Jay-Z and Diddy. But this time feels different. It isn't a meme, a sly comment, or a passing dig. It's a direct shot at the very roots of East Coast dominance in rap. With this claim, 50 Cent isn't just stirring the pot. He's pointing at the throne and saying, "Your empire was built on blood."
A lot of people thought that he was just joking around. It turns out he's not. So this is actually a real project that's being made under his G-Unit movie.
For years, 50 Cent's feud with Jay-Z and Diddy has been more than entertainment. It's felt like a lifelong mission. Forget champagne rivalries or social media jabs. His hostility has hardened into something deeper, a vendetta that makes old family feuds look like casual arguments over lawn equipment. Whenever Diddy's name surfaces in a federal probe, 50 is quick to pounce, taunting, posting, promising to expose more. And whenever Jay-Z brushes against scandal, 50 is right there too, mocking him online, cracking barbed jokes at his expense, or hinting that the rapper-turned-mogul is sitting on secrets darker than any lyric he ever wrote. Not long ago, when fresh lawsuits put Jay-Z's name back in headlines, 50 fired off a cryptic jab. They said, "I rocked a kid, everybody get dressed. We going to see Mufasa?" The post was deleted quickly, but like toothpaste squeezed from a tube, the sting couldn't be taken back. In 50 Cent's world, there are no clean-handed moguls, only power-hungry titans with skeletons stacked higher than their record sales. And lately, 50 has escalated his attacks. He stopped treating Jay-Z and Diddy as targets for jokes and started painting them as villains of hip-hop itself. His latest charge is chilling, that these men were willing to do anything, cross any boundary for power, profit, and survival. And that Tupac Shakur paid the price. According to 50's narrative, it all traces back to what he calls the Vegas Pact, a shadowy late-night meeting in luxury suites overlooking the Las Vegas Strip. The mid-90s music industry was on the brink of an upheaval, and Shakur was threatening to blow it all open, not with another track, but with revelations that could burn labels to the ground and drag executives into courtrooms. Jay-Z, still carving out his empire, couldn't afford the fallout. Diddy, ever calculating, couldn't risk his own empire unraveling. And so, as the story goes, the two found themselves behind closed doors, surrounded by anxious confidants, deciding in hushed voices that Tupac was simply too dangerous to be left alive.
Jay-Z got his ass whooped by his sister-in-law on camera. What's her name? Solange. He got his ass. The feds ain't step in and do nothing. The feds don't care about you getting your ass whooped.
No, there's no grainy footage of Jay-Z and Diddy locking eyes over a suitcase stuffed with cash. But whisper to enough people in the industry and they'll tell you, the legend of that supposed Vegas meeting won't die because too many believe there's fire behind the smoke. Tupac's murder never fit neatly into the category of random street violence. The puzzle has too many missing pieces. Too many voices that once hinted at the truth suddenly went quiet. Even Suge Knight, no stranger to conspiracy theories himself, once asked TMZ the blunt question, "Why you think nobody been arrested? If he was really gone, they'd be arresting people." That's the problem, Shakur not gone. In hip-hop, secrets don't stay buried forever. They just change hands like bootleg tapes passed under the table. This is where 50 Cent thrives. His vendetta against Jay-Z and Diddy isn't scattershot trolling. It's relentless, calculated, almost forensic. Every time a new scandal breaks, he recasts it as evidence. Another exhibit in his case against hip-hop's untouchable moguls. When Jay-Z appeared on the red carpet for his daughter's Lion King premiere, face carved in stone beside Beyoncé, 50 hovered online like a hawk. When fresh assault allegations made headlines, he tore into Jay, mocking him for showing up at Disney events instead of answering for darker accusations. And with Diddy, the campaign has become something like performance art. Each time another lawsuit surfaces or a former confidant spills secrets about those notorious parties, 50 rolls out his own content. AI-generated arrest videos set to Sound of Day Police, a surreal mashup of mockumentary and public execution, perfectly timed to sting at Diddy's lowest moments. For 50, this isn't just trolling anymore, it's a running series, a spectacle, a crusade. And if his followers are right, he's only warming up.
For him, although interestingly, we haven't seen the indictments yet. There's been some time lag. I suppose it will take some time to go through all the forensic,
It's tempting to dismiss all this as nothing more than an oversized grudge match. Egos too massive to coexist under the same spotlight. But with every meme, every AI deepfake, every vanishing post, 50 Cent sharpens his story. He's not just clowning. He's framing Jay-Z and Diddy as villains of the culture. Men who clawed their way to the top and would scorch the earth to stay there. For Diddy, the storm hasn't let up in years. The lawsuits keep piling. Racketeering, trafficking, those infamous freak-off parties run like military operations. Then came the Homeland Security raids. His mansion swarmed by agents while news tickers blared headlines about 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Q50, grinning on Instagram. Here I am chilling with Drew Barrymore, and I don't even have 1,000 bottles of lube in the house. You can practically see him plotting the next punchline before the ink on the indictment. Dry's Jay-Z hasn't been spared either. The latest lawsuit didn't just drag his name, it dragged his entire family into the glare. His defense? He says he's being extorted by attorney Tony Busby, a high-stakes shakedown that backfired. What he calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir, it had the opposite effect, Jay-Z wrote. That's the official line. But beneath the press releases and carefully worded statements, the rumor mill spins faster. Insiders whisper that Beyoncé wants the family to face the fight directly. Blue Ivy, no longer a child shielded from headlines, is old enough now to understand the storm swirling around her parents. And for Jay-Z, the old tricks, paying for silence, settling behind closed doors, don't work anymore. Scandal in the streaming era doesn't fade. It multiplies.
Now, he, of course, is more than annoyed, would be an understatement.
Yeah.
He has a family and he has a lot to protect, including his brand. But to the extent that he's saying, hey, come after me criminally, that could be likely. Why do I say that? Because in New York, and what's alleged in this complaint is forcible compulsion. What that means in English is that it's saying that he held her down.
Through it all, 50 Cent keeps ladling on the accelerant. His mockery has become surgically precise, so pointed that even casual fans are asking, does he actually hold smoking gun evidence? Or is this a masterclass in distraction, chaos as theater? He says he's making a docu-series on Diddy's alleged misdeeds. Posts, screenshots of court papers, offers cash for tapes he calls incriminating, and drops AI arrest clips that blur the line between prank and provocation. One viral line, "I want to post this, but I'm afraid I'm going to get shot," is classic 50. Half laugh, half threat, a grin that never quite becomes a joke. This feud is old. The intensity is new. 50's been lobbed barbs at Diddy since the 2000s, questioning what Diddy knew about the BI case, ridiculing the atmosphere at those notorious parties, and pointing to the pattern of people close to powerful figures suddenly going quiet. When lawsuits or raids hit the headlines, 50 treats them like marketing opportunities. When Homeland Security searched Diddy's properties and the news made a spectacle of the seized items, 50 quipped about buying the lot, offering cold cash and a handshake. Sell it to me, then we can be friends. In 50 Cent's world, business deals and public burnings sometimes overlap. The pitch and the punchline arrive at the same time. What makes him dangerous to watch is how he turns every scandal into a serialized performance. Part documentary tease, part public humiliation, keeping the story alive and making it feel like the next episode is always one click away.
I think that they don't want, if they was in any of those freak-off tapes, if they played a part in any of those Diddy sessions, they don't want it to get out to the general public.
The stakes have moved far beyond reputation or record sales. With the unsolved murder of Tupac Shakur still casting its shadow across hip-hop, the whispers refuse to die down. Was his death really just another chapter in the East Coast-West Coast feud? Or was it something far colder, a calculated removal designed to clear the path for two moguls determined to bury their own secrets? Theories persist. Whispered deals in Vegas suites, envelopes of cash changing hands, veiled threats in back rooms. The same back rooms, critics say, where Jay-Z and Diddy would later toast their first taste of empire. The timing always feels too neat. Each time new details emerge. The arrest of Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, a leaked transcript. Another turn in the endless Biggie Shakur investigation. 50 Cent swoops in, reminding anyone who will listen that it's the worst-kept secret in Compton. On paper, the case may be tied with a bow. But in the court of public opinion, it remains a live wire. That's where the danger lies for Jay-Z and Diddy. The legal system moves at a crawl. Gossip moves at the speed of scandal. And 50 Cent knows exactly how to keep both alive. He's willing to go nuclear, mixing fact and fiction until even insiders forget where the trolling stops and the truth begins. Every deleted post becomes a breadcrumb. Every meme a warning shot. Each accusation, carefully timed, injects new life into the story. Maybe the conspiracy theories are true. Maybe power was bought with silence, secrets, and blood. Or maybe this is just 50 Cent's greatest performance, a campaign of chaos so convincing it feels real. But here's the question no one can shake. What if he's not just trolling? What if he knows something the rest of us don't? And in that story, what role, if any, does Beyoncé play?
This morning, rap mogul Jay-Z is denying allegations he assaulted a 13-year-old girl alongside rapper Sean Diddy Combs. That civil lawsuit filed against Combs in October was amended Sunday to include Jay-Z. The accuser, identified only as Jane Doe, says she was assaulted by...
As the rumors about Jay-Z and Diddy's buried secrets intensify, the focus has begun to shift toward the one figure even these titans can't control: Beyoncé. For months, industry chatter has hinted that the tension inside the Carter household could slice through steel. This is, after all, a couple that has survived infidelity scandals, public betrayals, and high-stakes business wars. But insiders suggest this latest storm may be different, the kind that threatens not just reputations, but the foundation of their billion-dollar dynasty. According to those close to the situation, Beyoncé has allegedly drawn her line in the sand. The whispers are stark. She's given Jay-Z a private ultimatum: cut ties with Diddy, or risk watching their legacy crumble. Few would fault her for it. With Diddy's legal troubles multiplying, allegations of trafficking, endless lawsuits, lurid stories of freak-off parties run like secret societies, the danger to her family's carefully constructed empire has never loomed larger.
But after that major documentary comes out on Diddy, then you're going to start to hear more and more about Jay-Z and his nefarious past, okay?
When Jay-Z's name surfaced in court filings, pleading to be untangled from Diddy's mess, the question hung in the air. Was it his lawyers talking, or Beyoncé's influence quietly guiding him away from the fire? Insiders say her camp is treating the scandal like a 5-alarm crisis. Forget the old lemonade narrative of betrayal and forgiveness. This is high-stakes chess, and Beyoncé is playing to win. Sources speaking to outlets like the Daily Mail claim she pushed for the family to confront the accusations head-on. Their daughter, Blue Ivy, now old enough to read between the headlines, stood beside her parents on the red carpet, a silent symbol of defiance. Behind the couture and polished smiles, the message was clear. Beyoncé isn't just standing by her husband. She's orchestrating the strategy. Meanwhile, Diddy's legal storm has grown from background noise into a Category 5 tornado. If there was once a brotherhood between him and Jay-Z, a pact of mutual silence, that bond has cracked. In court, Jay-Z's lawyers now fight back aggressively, calling the latest lawsuit nothing more than blackmail and even pushing for sanctions against the attorneys involved. Behind the scenes, Beyoncé's team is reportedly working with crisis management specialists, determined to shield the Carter brand at any cost. Every legal maneuver Jay-Z makes is scrutinized like never before. And in public, the space between him and Diddy has never looked wider.
How do you know I'm not a gangster? Or used to be a gangster? I've been in the music industry for 30 years.
Yeah, I mean, the industry's filled with gangsters.
While the Carters scramble to firewall their legacy, the ghost of Tupac Shakur's final night looms larger than ever. The deeper you tug at the loose threads, the more the official story begins to fray. Las Vegas, 1996. On the surface, Shakur's killing was stamped as the inevitable product of the East Coast-West Coast rivalry, a street beef that spilled into blood. But rewind the tape and the picture shifts. Shakur was at the height of his power, yet enemies surrounded him, not just rivals in the streets, but adversaries inside the industry itself. Hours after a violent altercation inside the MGM Grand, Shakur rode through Vegas only to be cut down at a red light in a hail of bullets. Beside him, Suge Knight, many believed he was a target too, walked away with little more than scratches. The gunman melted into the night, leaving behind no answers, only silence, suspicion, and the beginning of a mystery that has haunted hip-hop for nearly 3 decades.
Let's talk about it, man. So you feel like it was bigger than Orlando shooting Pac. You feel like it's more to the story. You don't think it was that simple?
I feel like it's bigger.
The trail of coincidences in the wake of Tupac's shooting is hard to ignore. Records vanish. Witnesses go silent. And the few who dared to hint at new evidence, like Michael Nice, the ex-bodyguard who once claimed he helped Shakur slip away to Cuba, somehow end up unable to testify. Officially, law enforcement pins the crime on the Crips, leaning on the confession of Dwayne "Kef D. Davis, who alleges that Diddy himself dangled a $1 million bounty to settle an old score. But every new documentary only muddies the waters further. One version paints the Vegas chaos as a smokescreen, a distraction designed to bury the truth. Another suggests that Shakur's removal cleared the chessboard for others, and when you follow the aftermath, the beneficiaries stand out. Jay-Z's ascent turns meteoric. Diddy's bad boy empire explodes, bolstered by the spectacle of Biggie's own murder just months later. With their rivals gone, both men sit uncontested atop hip-hop, stacking fortunes and building global brands while those who once threatened their rise either fell silent or simply disappeared. The whispers of the so-called Vegas Pact never died. Depending on who you ask, there was a secret meeting where executives decided Shakur was too volatile, too dangerous to keep alive, or, in some versions, too valuable to remain in the United States at all. In the world of street gossip, Jay-Z and Diddy weren't innocent bystanders swept up.
And that was to destroy East Coast rap. And what I mean by that, and I know people gonna be like, yo, Gene is out of his mind and everything like that. Check this out, bro.
The conspiracy theories refused to die. Why was the trigger man never pinned down? Why did the only man ever arrested in connection with Shakur's death, Kef D, stay silent for decades, only to start talking when most of the key players were already gone? From strange discrepancies in the autopsy, to claims that Tupac's body was swapped with a double, to alleged sightings in Cuba and Belize, the loose ends point to a cover-up far bigger than anything in the official files. And into this fog of doubt steps 50 Cent, dropping his boldest accusations yet. For years, he's needled Jay-Z and Diddy about everything from shady business plays to notorious party habits. But now, he casts himself as the whistleblower hip-hop never asked for but can't look away from. His campaign, half memes, half leaked documents, all provocation, has shoved the culture's biggest moguls straight into the crosshairs. Even as Jay-Z's attorneys fight lawsuits and Diddy's empire buckles under indictments, 50's trolling exerts a different kind of pressure. The power of suggestion, amplified through social feeds and viral posts, has turned the court of public opinion into a harsher trial than any judge could.
There's different things that's not really beef though. That's just competitive.
Competitiveness. All right. So you and Diddy, you and Puff cool?
No, I don't really.
Okay.
With every deleted post, 50 Cent pours more fuel on the fire. His AI-generated video of Jay-Z and Diddy being arrested racks up millions of views. His teased Netflix docuseries on Diddy's scandals promises fresh bombshells. And his pointed hints about what really went down in Vegas are sending a new wave of conspiracy theorists into overdrive. The mainstream press may steer clear of these claims, but 50 has never played by media rules. He's always thrived closer to the streets than the boardroom. And as long as he keeps feeding these narratives, the legends of Shakur, Jay-Z, and Diddy will only grow darker and harder to contain. That leaves a chilling question. Were the past 3 decades of hip-hop truly built on raw talent and ambition? Or were they shaped by shadowy pacts made behind locked hotel doors and tinted SUVs? Is Beyoncé the last force capable of shifting the narrative? Or is she simply trying to keep the family's closet closed for one more day? And if even a fraction of the rumors about Diddy's excesses, Jay-Z's alleged involvement, and Shakur's mysterious end prove true, then the final question is the most dangerous of all. How much does 50 Cent still know, and when will he decide to reveal it?
Hollywood specifically.
lot of people don't know how to say no. That's the difference between New York City and California.
If even a fraction of 50 Cent's claims hold weight, hip-hop may never look the same again. Are these moguls truly untouchable? Or is the truth finally closing in? One thing is certain, this story is nowhere near finished. So what do you think? Is 50 Cent the only figure bold enough to drag the real story out of the shadows? Or is this all just a masterclass in chaos and trolling? Drop your wildest theories in the comments. We want to hear what you believe. Until next time, keep your eyes open and your mind sharper. In this game, no one is off limits.